As the queen of girl dinner, I totally understand having like cheese and crackers every night of the week because why not? But now that I'm a mom, I can't just do girl dinner. I have to do mom dinner. And so my variation of that is something quick and easy that I can get done in like 30 minutes or less. If I could do that, then that's like a dream come true for me. And so today I'm going to show you exactly how I do that by making goulash. This is Dysfunctional Alliance, the podcast where psychology, sex, and survival intersect. And today, we're turning up the heat, literally. Welcome to Dysfunctional Kitchen, where we get into the mess while we stir the pot, one childhood recipe and one raw conversation at a time. I'm your host, Nat, and today I'm going to be telling you guys a story that honestly kind of blows my mind as much as it makes me laugh. And that is going to be the time that I had my first honey experience, if you know what I mean. If you're a fellow gardener, you know exactly what I mean by that. And so yeah, I'm going to tell you guys all about that. First, we have water boiling behind me, and we didn't have a big enough pot. So we have 2 little pots of water boiling behind me, and I'm going to go ahead and get this macaroni noodles. It's like spaghetti, but with macaroni noodles. Like how, that's like childhood embodied. So I'm gonna put some of it in this pot and some of it in another pot. And the water is salted. I really hope that doesn't boil over, but we'll see how I did, you know? Shit happens. Now, while I get the hamburger on, I'm gonna set the tone for you guys so you understand what's going on here. I was 18 and I was a wild child. I was like, okay, yeah, I can do whatever I want, so I'm gonna do whatever I want. And so for me, that meant taking a trip with like the very last of the money that I had to my name. And so I went to Florida, to Fort Lauderdale, and I stayed with my niece. And at first everything was going really fine, and then I started making some questionable decisions. And I'll get into those questionable decisions at another time because there's a lot of them to discuss. But in that time, I was able to get my friend invited. So I was like, yeah, girl, come to Florida. We can hang out. It was my best friend at the time. So I'm like, this is so good. Like, this is perfect. And I was so excited for her to come. And then she got her plane ticket, and things were really good. Things were so exciting. We were like, oh my gosh, yay. We get to have a vacation together. She didn't have to pay for her ticket or anything. So, yeah, I mean, you guys kind of get an idea. She didn't have to pay for her ticket or anything. So, it was lit. I was very excited for her to come because I was like, kind of like lonely. It was like, I don't know. I was like, my niece had to work, so I was just there hanging out by myself, going to the pool alone. And yeah, so I was excited to have a friend. And on the way, along the way when she was supposed to get on her flight, she calls me and she's like, I missed my flight, and I was freaking livid. I'm gonna pause for a second to show you guys the appetizer I have, which is these little green bean bundles, which are literally just green beans wrapped in bacon and like with some seasoning on them. So let's try that. Wow, that's really, really, really good. I give that like a solid 7 out of 10. The green bean got a little bit like, maybe a little bit dry in the process, but it's still really good. So, my friend misses her flight. I'm sad. I don't do well when things go different than they're planned. So when she told me she missed her flight, I immediately started to spiral, and I was not doing good. The trip was no longer fun for me. It was a full-on panic. And so I was sitting outside my niece's house, smoking a cigarette, because that's just the girl I was back then. Crazy enough. And I was smoking a cigarette, and her neighbor came out, and she had told me earlier on in the trip, like, hey, if my neighbor wants to smoke with you, like, I think he's cool. Like, you're safe to do that. Go for it. And so I'm like, okay, girl, say less. Like, so I'm outside crying, and her neighbor comes out, and he's like, hey, do you wanna smoke with us? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I want to smoke with you. Like, what do you mean? I'm having an awful, awful day. Let's smoke right now. I am seasoning the ground beef with, and the flour, but mostly the ground beef with seasoned salt. Just use whatever seasonings you want. Like, I really don't have to list them out. It's any seasonings you want. It's your meal. It's your grown-up girl dinner or man dinner. I don't know. It's dinner. Use your own seasonings. Anyways, he says I can come smoke with them. And so I'm like, say less. It's a great day. I'm going to smoke with you guys. I get in the car, which that didn't seem weird at the time because I'm like, yeah, like you don't want to smoke in the apartment. Honestly, I really still don't see that as weird. I will forewarn you guys that I truly do not believe, after having other honey experiences, I don't believe that that's what this was. I think it was something much, much different, and you guys will understand that a bit more in a minute. Sorry for the jingling. The spatula has a hook. Okay. So I get in the car, and I'm expecting a joint. Like, ow, I just kicked something. I was expecting a joint or like a blunt or something. Like, I'm expecting them to spark something up with a lighter, with your regular old Bic. Like, that's what I was expecting. So I was very, very confused when they took out a giant flame torch. I was like, what the hell is happening here? Like, and so I was like, whoa. Like, I literally actually said, like, whoa, what is happening? Like, I smoke flour. Like, I don't know what you guys are smoking, but I smoke flour only. Like, that's it. And the guy, like, looks at his friend in the seat, and he looks at her, and he's like, oh my God, we're gonna dab her out for the first time. Honey her out. Oops, whatever. And so I'm like, okay, what the hell is bro talking about? He's like, well, it's like 89% THC, so it's really strong, and you only have to hit it once and you'll feel all of the effects of flour, like a full J. And so I'm like, that sounds like pretty intriguing. Okay, I'll try it. And so I tried it. And guys, I hit it, and I took way too much. There was way too much on the end of that. And so I took it all, like, straight to my lungs, and it was not sitting well there. And so I started hacking, and I got out of the car. I was like, I can't sit in here anymore. Like, I need to get out of here. I need some air circulating around me. I got out of the car, and I went and laid down in my niece's, like, living room. She had an air mattress for me. Thank you, my quell. But I went and slept in on her living room floor for what I thought was like hours. Like, it literally felt like I woke up as a new being. I felt great. Until I didn't, and then I started feeling like there was something in my throat, like literally like lodged in there, a golf ball or something, and not just like, oh, like my throat's dry, it feels like there's something stuck in there. Like, no, it felt like there was like a full-on object in there. And so obviously I start panicking, and I run to the bathroom. I'm gagging. This is such a great story to tell while making food. But I was like fully gagging. I was not doing so hot. And I'm gonna like paint this picture for you, this kind of disgusting picture. I'm like gagging into the toilet. There's like drool coming out of my mouth, because you know, like when you're heaving, it's like, I don't know, you know the feeling, like you're drooling, you're slobbering. And so this is where things get really, really weird really quickly. And I'm like, I don't think this was honey. I think this was something else. So as I'm like gagging into the toilet and spit's going into the toilet, my spit started to look like it was forming a triangle. Like, I saw it with my own eyes. Like, there was a triangle forming there. And out of nowhere, after that triangle formed, the ball that was in my throat earlier, remember that? It flipped. I don't know why. I don't know why I know that, because you can't see the inside of your throat. But, like, the thing flipped, and it was really weird. And so I'm, like, freaking out and panicking. And that's when, in the back of my throat, that ball that flipped, an eye opened. And it started magnetizing me into the toilet. What's the only thing that could mean? An eye and a triangle. The Illuminati, they wanted me. They were like, listen, we're recruiting you. So I'm like tripping the fuck out at this point. And I'm like, something is amiss here. Like, what's going on? And then I sit up. I'm no longer like gagging anymore. I just start to feel like I'm choking after I'm magnetized into the toilet. And when I say, guys, I'm magnetized into the toilet, like, if somebody would have came into that home and saw me in that bathroom, it would have been so fucking embarrassing, because there was nothing wrong with me. And I was like pushing myself off of the rim of the toilet, like the toilet seat. I was like pushing myself off of that shit so that I wouldn't go in with the Illuminati. So after that fiasco, I start to feel like I'm choking, and I'm like really panicking at this point. And my brain is like, you've seen people that like, they're tripping and they're actually like hurting themselves, and they don't realize that they're hurting themselves until like after the fact. So I'm like, maybe you're one of those people right now. So like, you should make sure. And so I'm not lying to you guys. I was sitting on the bathroom floor, like going like this. I was like, maybe you're strangling yourself and you don't realize it. So I was sitting there going like this, trying to unwrap anything that was around my neck. So if you had walked in my bathroom, or my niece's bathroom, actually, if anybody had come home, they would have seen me sitting there like totally spaced out, like just like this for like 45 seconds. Fucking insane. There was no Illuminati in my throat. I wasn't strangling myself either. And so this is like obviously a really long time that I've been out of that nap that I took. And so I call my friend and I'm like, bro, there's like some really crazy shit happening. I'm in Florida. So I'm sitting in my niece's living room, and there's like palm trees outside, and it was making a shadow on the wall. And I was like, that's an alien, and it's the alien that the Illuminati sent to bring me with them. Because that's the only thing that like really makes sense in my really like twacked the fuck out brain. There was something really going on there. I thought it was an alien. I called my friend because I'm like, girl, they're trying to get me. And I'm telling her about everything that's happened. And she's like, so like, am I getting this right? Like, you just took this? And I'm like, well, yeah, like, and I started to realize, like, I don't know how long the nap I took was. And so I'm asking her, I'm like, well, like, did you miss your plane today? Like, is that like a thing that happened? And she literally was like, Natalie, I'm literally hanging up on you right now. You're so fucking annoying. And I was like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, I'm so serious. I need to know if I slept. Like, I don't know if I slept all the way into the next day, you know? And that's when she said, I missed my flight not even 2 hours ago. So everything that had happened, like me having the meltdown, which was actually a pretty solid like length of a meltdown, me hitting the dab, like the entire experience, it probably took like 35 minutes in total. And that fucking baffles me to this day. And so afterwards, once I was like a little bit calmer, that didn't ruin my friendship. Something else did. And if that person's watching, fuck you. Anyways, back to the point. After that, I woke up or not woke up, kind of woke up. And I had rallies. It was Checkers down there actually, and I had two giant, like two of the they were big back then. They were the popcorn chicken boxes, and I banged them both, and both of the drinks, and I was happy, very happy with that. It was honestly a really crazy day, like, and honestly, sometimes my brain is still like, what a crazy, even if that was like totally a trip, what a crazy trip to have. I'm still not fully convinced that it wasn't the Illuminati. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And I'm not going to say if I want to join on here. So, I'm just joking. Maybe. Anyways, back to the point. This hamburger is still cooking, which is actually insane because it took the water, I shit you not, 1 minute and 30 seconds to start boiling. So I really thought this was going to cook quite quickly, but it's not. So, yeah, we're cooking it until it's not pink anymore. That's how you're supposed to do it. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that, but in case you don't, now you do. I'm going to switch it to this other burner because I feel like maybe because it's bigger, it'll cook it faster. That makes so much sense in my head. Honestly, even the way it's sizzling sounds like it's cooking faster. Gotta stay hydrated. Now, the hamburger is like, I can tell it's really moving now. So I'm gonna take this onion that I chopped up and this garlic that I chopped up, and I'm gonna throw that in there, and it's gonna be really quick. And I promise you, honestly, if you like don't like use a small burner for your hamburger, it's probably gonna be way quicker than it just was for me. So yeah. See, I'm just gonna take the whole board over. It's done. It was definitely the size of the burner. So yeah, anyways, now add the onions and then cook it for like however long it takes for the onions to get soft. I'll be completely honest, I don't have any more of a story for you guys, so I'll come back here and I'll show it to you guys when I'm getting everything put together. Otherwise, you're gonna be really bored because we're literally just waiting for onions to cook. So, see you in like 7 minutes maybe. I'm back. The noodles are cooked. They're like al dente, perfectly al dente, honestly. And the ground beef is cooked. Now I'm gonna use a little bit of beef broth on the bottom of the pan. Oh, just a little bit. And then I'm also gonna use a little bit of Worcestershire, this one. The one guy says wash your sister sauce, and I like that. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna use like 3. Like, yeah, just 3. I don't know, 3 what's, 3 of them though. And then, this is weird, but this is how I saw goulash made for the first time. And so you just like squeeze a little bit of ketchup in it first and let it like cook a little bit. It sounds fucking weird, I don't know. It's just how it was cooked for me, and this is about childhood, so. Honestly, it was actually not even like a childhood meal. It was a teenage meal that I had in a foster home. And I wasn't really a huge fan of it as a kid, but it's good now. Maybe it's just good because I make it. I don't know. No hate in this episode. Okay, so right now it smells weird. It smells like ketchup, like a hamburger with ketchup on it. But that's not what it's gonna be like, because now you add ragu and some of these little petite tomatoes that I forgot to drain, so I'm gonna do it somehow. I really haven't even thought about it yet. This is a really small pan. It's a little tight, so I'm not gonna put all of the sauce. I'm not gonna put all the sauce in right away. I'm getting shit everywhere. Use a bigger pot, and that isn't gonna happen. Highly likely, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna use this little spoon to get these tomatoes out because otherwise it's gonna be way too juicy, and we don't want it to be too juicy. Not the pasta, at least. Three, again. I don't know why I just licked my finger. That was not even good. Okay, honestly, that shit looks wonderful, but I'm gonna season it some more. Again, season it with whatever you want. I will say though, you should add some sugar. I'm hoping that I can find sugar because I usually do use sugar. I don't like herbs. I'm just gonna say it. Call me crazy. Well, okay. I don't like Italian herbs, like oregano. No. Basil, not really. What else is in here? I'm not using this. There's fennel seeds in this. Absolutely not. They almost got me. Listen, I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I believe fennel is Satan's vegetable. It is not good. I don't understand why they put it in sausages. It makes sausages awful. Every time I get a bite with a fennel seed in it, I literally throw that shit out. It's not good. It's not good. So I'm not using Italian seasoning today. At this time, I'm not using it. It looks beautiful, but it needs sugar. Thank you. We have sugar. I used to be like a hater of sugar in spaghetti until like, honestly, until I grew up and realized why you need sugar in your spaghetti. Not a bunch. That probably looked like a lot. Maybe it was. I hope not. Okay, and now it's like the easiest part. It's the easiest part when you're not disabled, because this is about to be like a bit of like a doozy for me because it's quite heavy. Look, you can literally see the wobble. This is like dangerous. Okay, we're gonna pour it. Oh my God, we're gonna pour it so quick. Right in. Wow, that was so great. That was perfect. Okay. I feel like I look really goofy right now doing this because I'm not left-handed. So this is not natural at all. And then literally just mix this shit up. It already looks really good and it smells absolutely wonderful. I'm not doing this with, why am I doing this with a spatula? Sometimes I do really weird things, but at least I realize it. This looks absolutely wonderful. I'm really excited about it. But in true like Nat fashion, I feel like I gotta like put Parmesan cheese in it. Not too much. Okay, it looks really nice now. Parmesan cheese makes everything better. I love parm. One of my favorite things is like when I'm making mac and cheese or something, I always like chop my own cheese up and I always do like a Parmesan cheese wedge. And I mostly do it because I just like to like cut pieces off and just eat it. It's so good. I don't even get it. It's delicious. Okay, that's done. And so some people like it with like bread and butter. I don't have bread and butter, so I only have this. That's kind of really like giving girl dinner though. And we have the appetizer, the little bacon green beans. So that, a little bit of goulash. And I'll show you guys how I finish off my goulash in 1 second. Okay. I'm just gonna do 1 scoop. Maybe a little bit more of another scoop. Not a full one though. Perfect. And here's like where things get dicey. This is where people are like, why are you doing that? But I honestly think it's like full common sense why I'm doing it, but you can give me your input. First, I'm gonna put more Parmesan cheese on it, obviously. It's beautiful. It looks like it snowed, just like we want it to. Wonderful. Now, where it gets dicey is I add ricotta cheese to anything that I make that has red sauce in it. I won't eat it unless it has ricotta on it, and it has caused some slight meltdowns because I didn't have ricotta cheese. Like, I've spent all day making spaghetti and meatballs thinking like, oh my God, this is gonna be so wonderful. I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna put my little scoop of ricotta cheese on it, and then I finished and had no ricotta cheese. And I've had real life meltdowns. There's been some moments. I don't have a clean fork. And honestly, I don't really care to look for one that much. And it's girl dinner, so you eat it with whatever utensil you have available. Like that much. And then if you want to, you can spread it around, but you really don't need to, because you can just take a little scoop and a little scoop of the pasta. Wow. Y'all, I really can cook. I really do this shit. That's delicious. And it literally did not take long at all. It tastes like spaghetti, but the noodles are I don't know how to explain it. The noodles are chunkier, so they taste better. I think that's a testament to some other things. Just, yeah, hear me out. That's delicious. But I can't finish off a meal without having a sweet treat with it. And again, in true girl dinner fashion, I don't really have much of a sweet treat tonight. Look how big this spoon is. It's like an ice cream scoop. Oh well, it's fine. If you didn't have this before, maybe you should try it. Sometimes it's a really good feeling to open up your fridge and just have a fat ass bowl of chocolate pudding in it. Why not? So then if you're having cheese and crackers, or if you're having goulash with ricotta cheese, and you're like, wow, I need to finish this off with something sweet, boom. Cold chocolate pudding. Honestly, that shit fucking hits. And I made it with chocolate milk. So it's extra chocolatey. It's very good. I'm going to give you a fun fact before I go. Pudding is my favorite dessert. And I'm not joking. I'm not just saying that. I really, really love pudding. But also, my brain really loves pudding, I guess, because sometimes, my brain doesn't like to have a moment of silence. So if it does have a moment where there's, nothing to think about, every single time, almost, I mean, there's another option now, but, 96% of the time, my brain says pudding, just randomly. Even if I don't have pudding, I don't have a sweet tooth, nothing. That's just the word. It's it's comfort word. So with that, I hope that this meal was comforting. Maybe you make it and you feel really comforted, or you make it for your family and your family feels comforted. And then you should make them pudding, because pudding is always comforting. Thank you for watching Dysfunctional Alliance. Thanks for joining my Dysfunctional Kitchen. I'll see you next time. Bye.